I was just about to text you because I didn't know if maybe I clicked the wrong link and just three people were here with like 5 minutes to go.
I think I gave the right link.
I mean,
We'll see.
some people use the link at the top of the Esoteric Journey page,
It's
but
the
you
same
put
one.
one. It's the same. Okay.
Yeah, pretty sure. That's where I got it from.
Well, we'll see
If there's another group somewhere, that'd be funny.
well, James is here, so
Yeah, I think people get here usually right on time or a little bit late. So we'll just hold it up. How are you doing today, Eric?
I'm good, man. Just thinking about our subject tonight. I had some thoughts on electricity and sigil magic.
Sweet. Yeah, let's I don't know if I want to do it first or after, but we'll kind of decide. If there's not many people here, maybe I'll just talk about kind of what the symbols and dilation and how this relates to sigil magic. And then we can see as people come in, we can go over their art a little bit later.
Is, is James in here twice?
I don't know. Yeah. Just trying to raise our numbers, eh? I appreciate that. Yeah. I have polls here. I'm just going to press this and see if it works. I'm going to launch it. I wonder if I can launch it more than once. You seeing that?
Would you like who would you like to give potlatch to?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So and then you can choose your polling. I'm going to end it. I'll
Can
relaunch
everyone
it later.
hover over it on their screen?
Yeah, they should be able to. Were you able to?
I hadn't even tried yet. You took it down before I.
Okay, here. We'll relaunch. Try that out.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
sweet.
So I can
And
just
make sure
put
there's,
the name
yeah.
and then hit submit. Okay.
Yeah, and I think you can put multiple people if you wanted to vote for, multiple people,
Yeah,
you can, I believe. But I'm going to end polling right now and then
yeah,
get
it's
back to
letting
it.
me click multiple people.
Okay, cool.
I'll just unclick them and okay. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat actually. Okay. Well, a bunch of people wanted to share their art tonight, so maybe they will get here eventually. Sandra is one of them, so that's good. She's here. Ava's here on her phone. Amanda, Max, good to see you. James, thanks for being here.
Do you know if Alex is going to be here?
I don't know. He didn't say he wasn't going to be here, so yeah, it's tricky. I should have said something yesterday, maybe, but no big deal. If we don't have enough people or to go over everyone's stuff, we'll just continue. Maybe you and I can talk about symbols and sigil magic, dilation and charging of symbols. There's Alex. There's Jane.
Hi, Michael.
Hey, Alex. Hey, Jane.
How are you doing?
Good, good.
Good to hear.
Yeah, my head's feeling way better. Feel
Hey,
like,
Michael.
hi. Good to see you. Feels like a weight
Good
has
to
been
see
lifted.
you and Alex.
Do you think that new painting was a kind of expiation of that pain?
Oh, maybe, but I did it some weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
It was just something I hadn't put up yet because, I like to be consistent. And when I have like, weeks like this where I'm not producing much, I just pull a rabbit out of the hat kind of thing.
That's awesome. I liked it. I thought it looked like that kind of black energy kind of being sucked out of a space, and I just wondered. I had to ask.
Well, maybe it was the opening and the closing of this, cluster of headaches, because it did happen right before. And now that it's out, yeah, I'm starting to feel great.
Awesome.
But I think headaches are also like a form of dilation. I know that the blood vessels that go to my brain, like I could feel them pump, like that's what hurts, like this big pumping kind of action. And if I restrict them with my thumbs, I can actually take away some of the pain.
Yeah, there's a practice like in Islamic medicine. If you get a headache, you tie like something around the top of the head. Kind of restricts the blood flow a little.
Yeah, I could totally see that working. Okay, everyone. Well, it is 1 past. Actually, maybe we'll give it a couple minutes. Last time people strolled in a little bit late, so, and this isn't strict like the dojo, so I'm not too worried if people come a little late. But although if we are starting to stream live, James, then maybe I will snap the whip a little bit more, just in case people are wanting to be here and listen at that certain time. But I don't know, James, you'll have to let me know what's going on with our live pie.
So a rock carving was just discovered in the Susquehanna River, just just north of where I was. And so it's somewhat in the river, but when the river is low enough, you can get to it. It's accessible. And anyway, they found this rock carving on one of these rocks, and it was an arch, right? And then they had like the block at the top, and then in the center was written 2 1/2, and then below it was 1 0 1, and then off to the side there was like a big letter S, and then below that was the sequence. It was a C, and then it was 8 2 1 8 0. And like, so this article is talking about how this is just a mystery. Nobody knows what this is, how this got here. But the symbol is actually the symbol for like a quasi-Masonic order called the Loyal Orange Lodge, LOL. And one of the degrees in the Orangeman is the Royal Arch Purple degree, and that's their symbol, is this arch with the 2 and the 1/2. And then typically below the 101 would probably be like a lodge number. And I don't know what the other numbers are, but that corresponded to like this. I just got into this whole deep dive on this whole thing, but it's crazy. Like, that's a really odd, rare symbol that somebody would just put on a rock in a river, and like nobody knows who put it there. Most people don't even know what the symbol means, but the 2 1/2 is supposed to represent the tribes of Gad, like the half tribe of Manasseh, and one other tribe that I guess were responsible for the ark, and like leading, the Israelites to the promised land. So whatever, their lore is on that. I just found it very interesting that kind of tied into all that Susquehanna stuff.
That is interesting. I've been thinking about bloodlines and giants and stuff lately too. There's a guy named Gary Wayne, and he's got some really interesting stuff on ancient bloodlines and giants and Nephilim and all these kinds of ideas, which is pretty cool. And it also has to do with symbols, because you have a lot of these old bloodlines using these symbols in their family tree and in their crests, so that they know who they are. You have like royal families inbreeding to keep these pure bloodlines. It's really fascinating. It plays a huge part in our world. But yeah, I think maybe we'll get started now. We've got quite a few people, and thank you for doing that, Ava. How's everyone doing tonight? Good to see everyone. We're going to be going over your art pieces, or for whoever's here. I don't want to go over them if you guys. Actually, you know what? We might just have to. Might have to go over all of them because we've got the poll here, and we want everyone to be able to gift some potlatch here. And we've got a new art project for everyone. And maybe I'll just explain a little bit about the art project that we're going to be doing. It is creating a sigil out of your name. So the letters in your name. Okay, sweet. There's some technical difficulties here. But so the letters in your name are a symbol, right? I mean, we already know this. Right now, I'm speaking in symbols. You're seeing symbol on the screen. But your mind has learned to decipher this kind of thing and decode. It's just, actually a bunch of zeros and ones. And the symbols that like our hand gestures are symbols, right? All our letters, our words, the sounds we make, we correlate these together. So what we're going to be doing is you're going to be writing down the names or the letters in your name and taking these. You could actually, if you have a pen and paper, maybe get that out right now. And I'll give you a sec here. But we'll be wanting to write down the letters in our name, take those letters as those symbols, and put all those symbols into one symbol. So it's you're basically taking all the little symbols and making one big one out of it. And that will be surrounded by a circle. Eric with a K. Look at his screen there. He did that with his name there, Eric. So that's like a little example of how that works. But I would want you to do your full name. And you can also say you have an M and a W. Those are the same shapes. So you don't have to put those both in. You could just use one, or an I and a T, right? You would just put a T instead of, you don't need the I because the I is within the T. So you want to make it a simple, elegant, actually make it, but however you want. If you want it to be really complex, go for it. Because what we're going to do is we're going to take all of our sigils, and I'm going to make one hyper sigil, and that will be, as long as you guys are okay with it, Eric and Alex and everyone, I wanted to make that our thumbnail for Esoteric Journeys. So this is going to be a hyper sigil that we have for the group, and it will have all the names of the people within it. So I would like, we'll do this, we'll give people maybe a week or 2 weeks, because I know there's not a lot of people right here right now. So whoever listens to this later, I would like you to do that, and you could send me an image of your name, but we'll go over that more a little bit later. But the power of symbols is pretty amazing. And, you see it in branding. You see it in like even I think masks are a symbol, right? We have this idea of masks. And I was thinking about the way that a child doesn't realize symbols. Like, you could show him a book and he hasn't learned the coding to unlock those emotions or feelings within those words yet. So this is an interesting concept, but you also have one thing I've noticed is with babies, if you put on a mask, a scary mask, they will be freaked out, which is, so they are seeing that symbol. And I believe that to be like certain masks are imbued, like your face is a symbol. Seeing of your face, or I know when I got injured when I was a kid and my little brothers saw me and I didn't look the same, it was freaky for them. They like started crying, one of them. So we have these symbols, and I wanted to talk about dilation as part of sigil magic too. And I guess if in case you guys haven't heard of sigil magic, I'm just going to go over that quickly, and we're going to be modifying some of the way that it's done here. But I'll just give you the rundown on what people like Osmond Spare created with sigil magic. And so what he did, and these are a lot of the magicians of old would use this, and I mean it's used with companies and everything, right? You see, the McDonald's arches, or whatever, the apple as well. And I think the apple for apple is an interesting one because you have this bite out of it, this sacred knowledge, right? Like the idea of Eden. So a symbol does hold a lot, especially if we're programmed to know the story behind it. So let's talk about how to start your sigil. So the old way of doing it that Osmond Spare created was to have a will, so something you want to see within the world around you, and you express that through letters, through words, and a sentence. So, and you start by saying, "It is my will to," see a woman in a red dress. You could just use that as an example. Now with that, you have a string of letters, and all these letters are just symbols. And what we're going to do is break down all the letters, and we're going to bring them all together and amalgamate them into one symbol. And so I would take all the overlapping letters, say if there's two A's, cross one out. If there's an M and a W, cross one of those out because it's, same symbol, unless you like your W's really wide, and then, use it if you want. But you take all these symbols and you put them into one symbol, and then you circle them. And what you're doing is you're creating like a circuit, a symbolic circuit, in my opinion. Yeah, absolutely, James. This is the process of encryption. Yeah, and you see it definitely in coding. You see it in computers, like absolutely. So you're taking all these symbols. Now you have a circuit with what James might call vectored will, or you have some will that you're imbuing into this sigil, and the circle is creating the circuit around it. So now you have intent and what you want to do, because now you've put feeling into this, and you've created it. Now you'd want to charge it. This is putting energy through a circuit. It's just like that, because you have the schematics now. So there's ways to charge it, and actually this is through dilation, something we're learning about, right? So the main way, or one of the main ways, would be sexual dilation, arousal, and then you're charging that center in your body. Also, witness is one. If you can have pure witness for something without discernment, you're opening up. This is dilating through your eyes, and this will charge a sigil. I think you can charge it with your gut too. Like if you have a strong feeling about something. I know when I do art and there's feelings that are coming over me, when I do that piece of art, I'm putting a lot of that into it because I feel whatever I'm feeling subside, and I notice that people feel the same thing, this this energy about it. So dilation is a very important part of this. And I just go over like how important it is to our bodies. Like you have your anus, which dilates, and that basically creates matter. Like you're creating living soil right there. So this is the earth. This is like your lowest, if you want to see it, chakra. And then I would say one up, and this might have to do with I should actually think about how it would go in the belt system. I haven't put much thought into this, so just kind of thoughts right now. But I would like to correlate it to the belt system and to the chakras in this way. But then you have your sexual organs, which give birth. You're creating through that too. That's also material. And then your gut, like gut feelings. Your intestines are also dilating. They're contracting, right? Opening up and closing. This is what takes out nutrients, or pulls the nutrients from your food and pushes the food down your intestinal tract. Then I would say your gut is also your core, right? And that is really important for just living and balance. The strongest part of your body is right in your core. And then you have like emotional dilation, like heart center stuff, like feeling love or compassion, or also like betrayal and heartbreak. You close up there. So there's that kind of dilation too. And when we're charged, also your say third eye and skin. I think your third eye is also your skin. It's your two eyes and your skin. They're the pores that open up, just like James kind of talks about. And we have our eyes dilate as well as we take in information. I think the crown would probably be the dilation of everything. You're leaving of the body, like the full dilation and epiphany of death and the DMT trip. So with charging a sigil, they used to want you to charge it. Well, like this was in the old, in some of the texts on sigil magic, they would say you need to charge it and then destroy it. And I don't think that's necessary. I think things can be charged over a longer period of time. And I think actually maybe that's more powerful in a lot of ways. And you can think about it like a circuit. If you're overloading a circuit, it may have a one-time use. It's like a vectored will that's you're charging it and then letting it go, burning it up. But for something lasting, like I want this dojo and esoteric journeys to be, I would like us to charge it use pacing to charge. And this is through constant witness. So we'll be seeing this, on our little wall. We'll have the symbol with all of our names in it. And so we can be charging it through that witness.
Hey, Michael.
Yeah.
Can I jump in here?
Yeah, please.
I think this is a good point for me to come in with some of the thoughts I was having before tonight's show. And I was thinking about this idea about having to destroy the sigil. And then I was thinking about, what is a sigil in the first place? I mean, what is essentially what is going on, right? So to me, a sigil is a container and distributor of electricity. So you're creating it and you're charging it, right? You're putting electricity into it. And then you're using that energy that's in there to accomplish something. And so I was, in context of this, I'm thinking about electricity itself and like how our bodies are like particle accelerators. Like we generate energy and the earth generates energy. And, you know, like when it comes, like you were talking about sex to charge a sigil, but like, if you think about electricity, right, and how to create electricity, I think there's maybe 3 ways, but I'm looking at 2 major ones, which is fission, right, which is breaking something apart, or destruction. And then you have fusion, which is the bringing of 2 things together in creation, right? So when 2 people are coming together, that energy that's being created, that electricity, is used to create life. So when you think in the context of like a sigil, if what you're wanting, what your will is to manifest something that's currently not there, that would be something akin to creation. And then the energy that you would want from that would be fusion, right? So you wouldn't want to destroy the sigil. You would actually want that sigil to be seen by as many people as possible and to be replicated and reproduced, right? To birth this life into whatever you want manifested, like corporate logos and things do, right? And this is going to create a feedback flow of energy for you. Now, if your intention or your will is to remove something that's currently in existence, right? Like you have cancer, or, you know, some ailment, or there's something that you negative, a bad habit or something you want to change, right? Now you're talking about destruction, the breaking apart, right? So now you want that fission. And so for that, you know, you would want to charge and then destroy the sigil, which would then just immediately release all of that electricity. So you're not really channeling it and trying to grow and build a stream. You're just using it. It's a one-time thing. Like, I want to get rid of this thing, right? And then that electricity goes out to that intent. And just, these are just thoughts I was having about that.
No, I like that thinking. And I do think if that's what you think, you should do it that way, right? Like, belief is a huge part of this, and making it work in your own mind. The act of destroying something was for it to go into your subconscious mind. This is what they would say, the people that started doing the sigil magic. And the destruction of the sigil was, to release the energy to do the task. It was programmed, now it's released to go and complete the task that it was programmed to do. And then that was also for the subconscious mind, because what you wanted to charge it was full dilation, like orgasm, where you're fully dilated on something. So this is 2 ways of doing something. I think one's more long lasting, and one's like accomplishing something and then it's done, right? One's like a generator, and one's like something that just performs one task. So yeah, I really like that, and it made me think of this too. So it's really interesting, and I think you could definitely do it that way. Like, if you want to remove something from your life and you think that destroying it's a good thing, it would have the same purpose, right? You'd have that energy. It doesn't matter which way it works. Like, if you like to think of it your way, I would just stick with your way. And that's for everyone. If they have a better way of thinking about how something works and explaining it to themselves, stick with that. Let's see here. James Sacrifice, do you want to?
Well, just in line with dilation, I just wanted to say that if you were to, if in the moment of you charging your sigil, you were to sacrifice something that was really important to you, something that you had worked for so long, and that maybe the reason why people say you have to destroy the sigil is part of the work that you put into that sigil is now going to be sacrificed. So for example, I carved a rune into a root. And I really fell in love with that root. It was a beautiful root, and it was a beautiful carving. And then I threw it in the fire. And I was just like, oh, damn, it's gone. And that was dilation too. So just to add to that.
Yeah, definitely. And this is what a lot of like Tibetan monks do, right? They make these beautiful mandalas that actually correspond to the heavenly spheres and all of reality, and then they wipe it away, and that's it. You know, like destroy this beautiful thing that they've created, and that's so that it will continue to be. So it's a beautiful thing. So, I mean, if you have any questions on sigils, guys, let me know here, and if not, we can kind of move forward to the art. And I want to show everyone stuff. So, and I know everyone's not here.
Sorry, Michael. I just wanted to add quickly there. You said exactly what I was just about to say with the mandalas. And that immediately came to mind with the sacrifice of doing the art and it being this kind of symmetrical piece of work. But I just did a sigil quickly out of my name, and I was quite surprised. It came out completely symmetrical.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, I was really surprised that just when you said it, I thought I'll try it quickly, and I was like, wow, it's going to end up actually perfectly symmetrical.
That's awesome. I really like that. Yeah, I'm excited to put all of our sigils together for this project. It's going to be really fun. Debbie, you got a question?
Yeah, just a quick one. Well, a comment. There was an artist, I can't remember his name. I think he's Scottish. He does these art installations, you know, out of nature, out of sticks, and he always builds them by the ocean, and then the ocean comes in and wipes them out. And he'll spend like a week on one, and then yeah. So it's that same kind of thing, I think.
Yeah, there's something beautiful about something that doesn't last as well, you know?
Yeah.
You can really appreciate the things that aren't going to be there all the time or are less permanent.
Sometimes I wonder if things need a release. It just reminds me of when I worked on old tube guitar amps. Sometimes I'll touch the capacitor with a screwdriver to release the charge. It's kind of exciting. It's not usually recommended, but that's the way I do it. And I always felt like that's like the last note that amp played or something. It's like still holding that charge, and it's just makes me think of these sigils. Like
it's a time capsule, Pi, right?
Yeah.
A time capsule of energy. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, it could be an amp from like who knows when it was played last. It's still holding that charge. Anyway, cool. It's really got me thinking.
Sweet. No, thanks, Pi. Yeah, that's amazing. I collect capacitors because I like to make von Lichtenstein burners. It's like you create, you got a piece of wood. It's usually best on wood because the wood burns in a really cool way, but you get a transformer and then a couple capacitors and put them in series, and then you run the positive and negative and put it on the piece of wood, and then you spray it with water, or you can actually, water works best, salt water, but just soak the top layer of the wood, and when you turn on that that transformer, or that when you plug it in, it tries to connect the circuit through the wood, so you'll get these really cool lightning patterns throughout the wood that look fractal in nature, and it's just a really beautiful thing. When they come together too, you'll get like this big arc that will come off it. You got to be really careful, but because it's quite high voltage, which is not a problem unless you have higher amperage as well.
Wow, that sounds pretty cool. What are they called? Lichtenstein?
Von Lichtenstein burners. And you can make your own out of a microwave transformer. So you could take them. You just got to be really careful when you do it. That when you turn it on, you have a dead switch for it.
Cool. Like is it like the main transformer?
Yeah. So
Power
the main transformer.
I happen
And,
to have one that I was going to take to the trash.
oh man, I can send you a video. I think yeah, it's been a while, but I'll see if I can find it.
All right. Well, cool.
Just on how to do it, and I'll show you some of the wood stuff that I've burnt with it, and it's really awesome patterns you get out of it. Really cool for decorating like knife handles or tables or all this kind of stuff.
Wow. Well, I like working with wood, so that sounds. I've never done it with electricity. That's cool.
It's pretty fun. Any other questions on sigils before we check out some of the beautiful art that people have made? Okay.
Michael, sweetheart.
Yeah.
So would that just be your first name?
Use first and last if you want. You could just do your first if you want. I mean, there's no real rules. It's just a representation of yourself and your place in this, you know, the group. And it's a fun little exercise, you know. Okay, so I'm gonna check out. Eric, did we put all the art pieces on the website?
I think you did most of them anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, there was that post. There was several posts, but you got most of the artwork, I think.
Okay. Well, Randy. Hey, Ran. Can you hear me? Did you want to read yours, or do you want me to play the file?
Why don't you play the file, see if that works,
Okay.
and then
So
I can explain it.
I haven't tried to share the file yet, so let's try this. I'll try to screen share this, and I'm wondering if we get sound out of it. We'll just have to see. Okay.
Debbie, you were
guys
saying
see that?
Share.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, I'm gonna play this, guys, and if you can hear it, let me know, or if you can't hear it, let me know. All right, here we go. This is Randy's piece with the words and actually a photo that he has taken as well. Beautiful photo. All right, here we go.
It's very quiet.
It's very quiet?
Yeah.
Okay, let's turn her up. It's at 100%.
I couldn't even hear any words. I could just hear the voice in the background.
Oh, maybe it's coming through my mic. Here, I might be able to mic my headphones. Let's try. And tell me if you get an echo here.
Still really low. I can just go ahead and read it.
Okay, I'm gonna have to play with that. We're at 100% volume.
Yeah, I'll just read it.
Okay, can you see that still?
Yeah.
Was it any louder when I put my microphone into my headset? Not
A
really.
little bit, but not enough.
Okay.
I can just go ahead and read it.
Yeah, please do go ahead whenever you're ready.
Okay, so just as form introduction, so I took the words, I actually combined two of the words kind of for the subject, and then I used the other words to describe the subject. I'm using an imaginary conversation. And that, as Michael said, that was overlaid onto a photograph that I took. Actually, this was down in Mexico. And so I'll go ahead and read it. May I share an anecdote with you? It was told to me by the Hesperides all the way from their frontier. Okay, maybe it's more like a riddle. You look concerned. Don't worry, it's neither a curse or a bunch of baloney. In fact, many would hold it as holy, and it may just be able to rid you of that melancholy state of mind that you've endured since that experiment in Philadelphia. I really believe it will re-energize that vivacious character of yours. It also has the potential to elevate you to the stars. Well, you will have a star-side view of the symphony. Yes, I said view because this glorious symphony cannot be heard with thine ears, only beholdeth with thine eyes. Do I have your acceptance to keep going? Or should we just throw the whole idea into the receptacle? Okay, I'll continue. Short and sweet, no valor required. It's a story of conflagration upon the sea, the sigil of which may be one of the most recognized of all time, one that brings joy to millions. Millions more daydream about it. It can be considered a changeful event, but also quite familiar. I call it a dielectric synchronicity because of the metaphoric electrical death occurring, which is synchronized daily in the most auspicious of all endings.
Awesome.
And if you haven't guessed, it's describing a sunset over the ocean.
So Ran, I've got a question because I thought immediately that this was about the Philadelphia experiment. But do you know what that is?
Just that the term. Yeah, I know what that is. Sure. Yeah, that was just a way to use kind of Philadelphia.
No, but like it fits really well. You know that
with the ship. Yes.
The ship that disappeared and came back.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, really cool. Anyone have some open witness for Randy?
I would say that that's not a coincidence, Randy, that you chose to use Philadelphia in that way with the boat in the picture.
Yeah, I think it's pretty synchronistic.
Yeah.
And the Hesperides are if you look at the 12 labors of Hercules, one of the labors was collecting the golden apples from the Hesperides. And the Hesperides are I guess, maidens of the evening. Sorry about that. Are the maidens or the of the western sky, the kind of spirits of the western sky. So that's where that came from.
That's really cool. James, did you have something to say? Were you looking at the photo there? I kind of took it down a little early.
I would just really love that term dielectric synchronicity and just the whole thing. And to turn Philadelphia into that, especially with aperture, if you think about how something will disappear and appear right in the world based on aperture, to me, that's just a personal kind of electric thing there. So yeah, thanks.
Yeah, it's super cool. Okay, let's see. Does anyone want to volunteer to go next? I'm gonna pull up the page, and I see Debbie's hand. Okay.
Let me get this over with. Okay, so I have mine right here, and let me just tell you briefly. It was so interesting. The first thing that happened was before this project even came up, I got fascinated by snowflakes and snowflake photos of individual snowflakes. And I got a book for my granddaughters, and then I just thought it was amazing. And then we got into this project, and for me, it's really the important thing is that it's an exercise in not criticizing the shit out of myself while I'm doing it, which is usually what keeps me from doing art, which usually once I'm doing it, I can get into a flow state. But I have so much resistance to go through that process of trying to shut my mind up that often I just don't bother with it. I just, fuck it, I'm not going to do it. And so I just decided to do it. My goal was just do it, and don't get picky, which wasn't too hard because I have no materials here to do art, and that includes glue and tape, and I hardly had anything like that at all. And so what I ended up doing was I went to one utility drawer that I have that has like leftover papers and whatnot, ribbons. I don't know what's in there from Christmas. I opened it up, and the first thing that I saw was some wrapping paper from Christmas that is the background of this. And it's this stuff right here. And it's got, I don't know if you can see, but it's got like star snowflakes all over it. That's
Oh,
the
cool.
sky. And then I took 10 of the words, or not, it ended up to be 9. I thought it was 10, it ended up to be 9, which is actually a good number for me, turns out. And I just made a real short little poem to go with it. And so here it is. I did it really fast. My mind was quiet. And here we go. Okay, so Silver Stars Symphony in Dielectric Synchronicity. Changeful character, vivacious sea of time for possibility and joy unending. So I didn't add too many words, but here's my C. What I had in the house was this wrapping paper, and I had toilet paper. That's toilet paper foam right there, and a little tissue paper from Christmas. And then at the end of this whole thing, we went up to Lake Tahoe, and right away we had a little snowstorm, and we were able to photograph snowflake crystals. It was just so magical, the whole experience. Then last night I did the words, which I printed at school, on a printer at school. I don't have a printer. I'm like really lame with technology and stuff. I have a flip phone. Anyway, so I cut out the words and I slapped them on there last night. And then I looked at it and I started in with you really should have taken more time. You could have done a different font. It should have been this, it should have been, and I just said, fuck you, Dad, because that's where I get it from. And it stopped, and there it is. And I love it, and I love this project. Thank you for giving me.
I love it. Thanks so much for sharing.
You're welcome.
That's beautiful. And you sent that book too. That's so cool. That's interesting.
I sent him a snowflake book, the same one that got me started. So it's like a circuit. You just got it yesterday, right? Or the day before?
Yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I really like how just this one little exercise led to all these other things in your life, right?
I know.
I think that's really cool.
And then somebody recently said synchronicity. I don't know if it was you, James, or you, Michael, or somebody with great wisdom and understanding said synchronicity is all around us all the time. We just don't see it.
Absolutely. I think that was James, but I've said it before too.
Well, I'm going to start saying it.
Yeah, do. Who would like to go next? I'm gonna have to pick someone.
I can go if you want.
I think we'll go last, Eric.
Okay.
We'll get everyone else to go first. I'm gonna pick Andrea. I know you went last time, but I would like for you to go again because we got to show everyone these.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't? Okay, perfect.
I wouldn't volunteer twice. Trust me.
Oh, I would make you go twice.
You can count on that.
All right, let me pull up your image here. We're just gonna go to the website and we're gonna pick it from
mine
there.
is gone now that we've talked about the sigils. Mine is I can't recreate it. Or I guess I could, but
Oh no, here we go. I'll pull it up. Is that it?
that's it.
Okay, perfect.
So I guess this would be called a sculpture. I don't know. But I started out I guess it was 2 weeks ago when we talked about this, And I think it was you, Michael, talking about like going out for a walk and seeing things. I can't remember now. Seeing things differently or noticing things along the way or something. Like I said, maybe someone else can, refresh everybody about what that was. But so I was going to do that. I was going to take the words, and as I was walking, and I ended up being very uninspired about thinking about going in my neighborhood or out along the lakefront where there's, I don't know. I was uninspired about the out of doors. I did bring a few things from the out of doors. And but I mainly just picked up things around the house. And then when I got stuck, I went to the card deck and pulled up a card. And I pulled a couple cards out of the angel deck. And I've got actually this big candy roaster here is from Jane's garden, and it was joy. So that was really nice to have that as a part of it. And remember I said the story about the pine tree, putting my head against the pine tree with my food fetish. And so these are the sticks I brought home from Virginia. So those were in there. I can't actually read that, Michael. So I don't know what that says there. But
I can't quite read it either.
yeah.
Individual, I don't know. No, I can't read it.
I don't know where that is. So anyway, that was what this was just like my wanderings and my walkings and redefining things. It was really fun. And I think with the candle was symphony, which was so odd. But what I saw was like just the symphony of colors that are in a candle. It's just things that I wouldn't, would not ever put with any of these items. So it was lots of fun. Thank you guys for bringing it forth.
This is just so cool. I really love this concept. Just, it is like these little sigils, that you see. Is frontier flaxseed? Or the cure? It could be both.
That's what I mean.
Like
It just can be anything. Look, I picked out with Elevate, I picked out right in front the authenticity card.
Oh yeah, very cool.
Angel deck. I mean, and I just love that word elevate, because isn't that is what we do. So anyway.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Oh, that's great. Thank you for sharing this. Okay, let's go back. I might have to share that screen again, but let's see. Who else have we got here that would like to go next? I'm gonna call on Sandra. Unmute Sandra and we'll pull up your piece here. And good to see you.
Hi, yes, I actually went last week.
Oh yeah, but we're going again.
Okay.
Okay. Here, let's see. I'm gonna go back.
All right, so I'll do my little explanation again. I missed the instructions the week before, but I saw a list of words, and all I remember reading was, it doesn't have to be a poem. So I just studied the words and then jumbled it all up into my head and just came out with some very small, funny paragraph, which gave me an image in my head of a girl. So I drew a picture to go with it.
Do you have the words still, or should I pull those up?
I should have it. I have my laptop here. I can probably find it pretty quickly. How do I do this?
And I love this image.
I closed my eyes to get what was going to be on the flag, and that's what came into my mind.
That's really cool. It's like the Aries.
I go, You're right. Well, that's what I said last time,
Yeah.
but it's really also like an Ouroboros, like a magnet.
Yeah. That's cool.
Why can't I?
I can have a look for it if that helps.
Yeah, but I mean, why can't I just minimize everything on my computer?
Oh yeah, it's a zoom thing. I think you can hit the Windows button, and that should help.
Okay. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
there
Put
we
the
go.
writing part
Okay.
on your post, Michael.
I don't know if the writing part was on here. It may have been. Did I put it on? Oh,
Okay, I just
actually, is
found
this
the
it?
file.
Yeah, I did. Okay.
I got the file also here.
Okay, I'm gonna leave the picture up then.
Okay, let me make the font bigger. Okay, it's actually pretty. I squeezed everything in. Okay, finding joy in a never-ending daydream. The melancholy man wanders on the star side of the sea. With his acceptance of the disappearance of time, he is filled with pure love as he roams the coastline in search of a new Philadelphia. On the shore of this new frontier, he realizes that the antidote of the curse is hidden in a vivacious young girl who plays with her pet platypus. She carries a sigil of purple and gold. This auspicious symphony of color attracts the melancholy man to her holy ground. His years of conflagration transformed his character, increased his valor, and made him a receptacle of changeful dielectric synchronicity. After a period of silence, he offers some baloney. She laughs.
That's beautiful. I love it. And it is like, you know, how a woman can revitalize a man. It's very, very profound. All right, let's see. I gotta stop share so I can see everyone. Okay. Anyone have some anything to say about
Lori?
Sandra's?
I don't know why Lori's being all shy about hers, but she has a collage up there that I sent there.
Oh,
But
awesome. Is it
I'm just
low
sorry.
rising?
Yeah, yeah.
I loved that, and I didn't know whose it was, and I'm
I have all the words because I didn't have them all, and she saw my list laying around, and she made a collage out of it. But it's
okay. Let me bring it up.
Right.
Hi, Lori. This is Andrea.
Hi.
Oh, good to see you.
Wow.
Oops. Where'd it go? Hey. Oh, there it is.
It's
it's
got the
it's more of a
creature man.
Oh, yeah. This one. Yeah. Yeah. This is awesome. Okay.
I collage a lot, and I just saw an opportunity to make a collage, and I didn't use all the words. I don't really know what to say. Hi.
Hi. It's great to hear your voice and to see you.
Thanks.
And so if you want to read it for us, that'd be awesome, because
Okay.
I really love it.
Conflagration anecdote. And that guy, I guess I don't want to explain it all, but that guy's a preacher in a tent. Okay, silence. Auspicious holy frontier, changeful melancholy, time dreaming, daydream the curse, ending baloney. Elevate vivacious receptacles of valor. Roast.
Oh man, I love it. Could you explain what you were feeling while you were doing it and what you were thinking?
No, I don't. It's a flow. I don't.
Yeah.
No, I can't.
That's good. No, I love it. It's really well done.
Thank you.
It's awesome. I love the texture and the colors.
Yeah, I love the red on the conflagration.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's some kind of
It's really
like
cool.
storm.
And then silence, and you've got this preacher in his hand. He's
Yeah,
pushing that way. That's really, it's really awesome. That's powerful.
Oh, I didn't see that at first. That's cool.
Wow, that's weird.
thank you.
Okay, let's.
It looks like it says Ram
Um,
down underneath there in lights. That's weird.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. Okay, let's see here. Who have we
That's like
got next?
one of those pieces that you just have to. I just wanted to say that seemed like one of those pieces that you just have to keep looking at it and
Totally.
just like look really deeply into it because there's a lot going on in there.
Absolutely agree. So, who would like to go next? Who do we have here? Nobody? Jane, did you do one? No? Okay. Well, I think Christopher did. Actually, a really beautiful piece. And Christopher, I don't know if you can hear me, you're here, but maybe I'll just show, and if you want to unmute, that'd be great. Talk about it, but if not, we're just going to show your piece. And we'll talk about it. Oh, there, you unmuted. Good.
Yes, I can hear you. I'll read it.
Okay. So I believe this is it, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Ending melancholy. Joy, curse, receptacle. Conflagration of character and valor. The Holy Sigil of Philadelphia elevates auspicious dielectric synchronicities to a frontier sea of daydreams, vivacious stars of baloney valor, a changeful star-side symphony.
Thank you so much. That's beautiful.
And so I shamefully, unshamefully, I guess, stole that picture from this YouTube video I was watching at the time. It's called, what is it called? Twilight of the Archons or something like this.
Oh, cool.
I just thought it looked really cool. Eyeball looking at you.
Yeah, I really liked it when it was sent to me. It's a really powerful image to go with this beautiful piece. So thanks for that. Would anyone like to say anything, or would you like to say anything, Christopher, about what you were kind of feeling while you were writing it, or concepts you had?
Well, I guess a lot of people put a lot of words. I figured I was just going to try to revamp those words the way that just kind of form them in a way that they make sense with each other.
Yeah.
And kind of like I was thinking about maybe kind of like haiku or something at the time.
Yeah, really well done. Well, thank you very much for sharing that. And here, let's see. Who else do we got here? I think that Amanda, you did one, didn't you?
Yeah, she did one. Sorry,
Okay.
she's dealing with our son.
Oh yeah, no
at the
problem.
moment. So she asked me if I would just talk about hers if you wanted to show it.
Yeah, absolutely. This is it, right?
Yeah. And so I think what her initial thought was is she wanted to, kind of do like a crossword theme with this, but then it was just interesting how the patterns began to form as she was just writing the words and trying to connect the letters. it just kind of took on a life of its own, really. And she wanted to, I think, do like binary code for the words themselves and put them like this, and then fill in the surrounding squares with other ones and zeros. But like the words themselves in binary would be highlighted in a different color. But she didn't have the time to go and do every word's translation into binary code. So she kind of went with this, but I mean, we both kind of liked how you look at it. I can see like runic symbols in it. You can just see all kinds of things that just start coming out. You don't even really see the words, or just lines almost. But that, that's kind of what she was thinking when she did this.
I really like it, and I think you could probably look at it for quite a long time and find new things. That's cool. Yeah, sweet. I like it.
It's so creative. It's just beautiful. What an interesting way to do to position all the words. It's beautiful.
Yeah, this could even be a sigil. Very cool.
And I believe symphony is the only word that's not touching any other word.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was intentional or not, but
I wonder.
Bologna.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh,
Bologna
yeah.
Symphony.
A Bologna Symphony. That's the name of this piece. I like it. Okay, let's see who's next. I don't know if we have anyone else here. I think probably a lot of people came
I didn't
for.
I didn't finish mine, but here's a sigil of a platypus when I was struggling to finish mine. So that's my confusion, a sigil of a platypus.
Oh, that is cool. I like that.
But I was working on it. I just matched some words, but I didn't. It was good for me though to get me in the. I'm not used to doing stuff like that, so it's stretching me out. Anyway, that's all I have to share is the platypus.
I like it. Oh, I think we should just maybe go over and look at everyone's. Eric and company, how do you guys feel about voting now? Should we vote on them maybe on our page instead of polling, because not that many people are going to have that opportunity not being here?
Yeah, I think we
Thoughts?
should do the voting on the page.
Okay, well, at least I learned how to do polls. This is kind of cool thing.
We'll find a use for them.
Oh yeah. Okay, let's just have a look then at all the rest. And this one was shared last time. This one, I believe, from Sarah, but I can't put a face to a name. I just, getting emails. This is quite beautiful one. Stars, holy time, silence, dreaming, acceptance, sea symphonies.
This one really moved me. I think those
Yeah.
are whales sleeping, aren't they?
Yeah. So yeah, there's an explanation here. I wonder if, did I post it? I may have, but yeah, it's something like the whales sleeping and sunlight is kind of charging them like batteries. You see this white coming down from the top, and there are these like sleeping whales being charged up. It's really cool.
Did she paint that?
It looks like it, yeah.
Holy catfish. That totally moved me. Yeah, when
Yeah.
I just the spiral,
Yeah.
and then
Oh,
whales, and then
the colors, right? The
The
colors.
colors, yeah, beautiful.
yeah, the blue.
The emotion of it all. It's seriously, this is like really moving. Who did
Yeah.
this?
This was Sarah. Is it a shit moth?
Are we talking about Mared Moth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
I
I-
love,
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah, beautiful, eh?
Holy gee.
yeah, it actually moves me.
It's so beautiful. I had no idea. That's amazing.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, it is beautiful. All right, let's see the next one here. We've shared that. That one. That one. Okay, I believe this is Andrea. Or no. There's
another one.
no, I think it's oh, let me look. Adrian? Is it Adrian? I think it's Adrian.
Okay.
But anyway, really cool.
Yeah, I like that one. It's really nice.
Yeah.
It's quite hard to read.
Well, there's an A here, so it must be. Here, let me see. You guys read that while I kind of have a look through my emails. I actually have a page or a folder with all of them in it. I might just open that because I have the names there. But first, let's go to the next one here. Oh, this is really cool.
Wow, that's cool, that one.
You guys have a look at that. I'm gonna find out.
I really liked Sarah's too. That was very nice, I didn't say.
That
But
was
that's
very
amazing.
cool.
It reminds me of Escher's style a little bit, like the tessellation.
Okay, so this is Rebecca's. And the last one was Adrian. Yeah. Okay. You guys can't see this right in front of the screen, can you?
No.
Okay, good.
How creative, like holy
Yeah,
mac,
I know.
like just the little bubbles and then the bubbles inside the bubbles and then the bubble, like it's just, it's really cool.
I want to count how many circles.
Did you say that was Rebecca?
Very nice.
Yeah, this is Rebecca.
Yeah. I just, for what it's worth, guys, she's a hell of a painter. She really brings a lot of electricity. It's really, she's got some good stuff when it comes to that. You see that confidence comes through in this. I see a bunch of, reflecting glass spheres, and you're looking through all of them anyway. It's, yeah, good stuff.
Got a mathematical quality to it as well, just to plan it out, and the way it's done, it's very technically detailed.
Oh, it's very cool how you have certain words have words inside them, like spheres connecting, which creates meaning inside the spheres. That's,
And I
yeah,
love,
so cool.
yeah, how she did the letters like, smaller, bigger, and then it's just, it's beautiful.
I keep coming back to this one. And if you zoom in on it, like if you go to Dojo Earth and look at it, or if you can just save it from there to your phone and like zoom in, like you can't see it right here. You can almost see it, but it's like these fine little back and forth zigzag pencil lines all the way up each letter, right? Because you see how the circle is very a fine straight line, and then all of the words have that little added shading. It gives them like a texture.
She added a lot of dojo words too. You've got mat, boards, dojo, belts. I really love it.
I see tribe in there too.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Super cool. I'm going to try that with Seth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
we got a new
And then,
protein.
oh, raw. Check that out.
That's also her initials.
Really?
Yeah, Rebecca.
Ah, cool. That's so cool.
Stars. I love it.
Awesome. Okay, let's check out the next one here. We got that. Well, did you share this already, Eric?
Yeah, I don't know how this ended. Are you in like a photos folder?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's why.
Here, let's just
from that earlier.
Okay. We've got this one, and I think this is Nancy's. And I think she shared it last time. Really cool. The star and the egg. Makes me think of. I'm gonna just see if we missed anyone.
I think that was it.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not seeing anything else here, but oh, there. But we have ours, I guess, Eric. Maybe we should share those. Why don't you go and share yours? And oh, Elizabeth's. We didn't get to see that. Okay.
Where's Elizabeth's?
I'm gonna have a look here. I might have to share a different screen. Let's stop that share. Go here. Okay. This is Elizabeth's. We've got this spiral, another spiral. Anyone want to take a crack at reading that? Spin my head around.
We're just looking at the tiny thumbnails.
Oh, you are? Oh, geez. Yeah, I guess it doesn't open up full thing here. I'll share the actual opened photo. Is that better?
Yeah, we can see now.
Cool. The curse of baloney, dreaming, dielectric synchronicity, ending, melancholy, daydream, sigil of Philadelphia Platypus, Starside Symphony of Silence, a frontier anecdote of valor, conflagration of time, vivacious, changeful sea, elevate the receptacle of holy joy, auspicious stars, and acceptance of character. Cool.
And it's all on the dot, all those dots. She made it a dotted line.
Yeah. Really neat. Okay, here, let's see if I'm missing any others.
Michael, while you're looking, that was I had the wrong Rebecca. That was Rebecca Farsi. She's actually been in Dojo a while, but she's more of like a listener.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I just wanted to correct the record. Actually, it was Amanda that corrected it, but I just wanted, because she may not see the chat, and so
Right.
we're like talking about that, and I'm just anyway. It's thanks.
No, thanks for clarifying. I think that's everyone, guys. So, Eric, why don't you take it away, and then I'll go last. And Yeah. Silver, if you wanted to do yours again too, at the end, you're welcome to do that.
You want me to read it again?
I'm saying if you want to. We'll see how we go. Eric, you go first though.
Am I
And
able to screen share?
yeah, I'll just give you the power here. All right. You got the host.
I don't want that. Hang on.
I might upgrade this so we can have two hosts, because then we could have someone, getting photos ready and stuff.
Michael, we just had a meeting about that with Melanie. So
Yeah.
yeah, we got good things coming, my friend. Good job.
Sweet.
All right. Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
I got to get this. There we go. Okay. I guess I can't really make it any bigger, but I'll go ahead and read it. So when I was initially planning on just doing like a poem using the words, but I don't know. I kind of like wasted some time and wasn't really working on it. And then time was putting pressure on me to finish something. And of course, I have this idea for a story, maybe a short story or possibly a longer story. And it just popped into my head, and I wanted to then use all the words throughout the story that I was writing. And so all of the words will be like italicized throughout here. I just titled it Maintenance Man of the Multiverse. There's a man who lives his life outside of time. He's a melancholy man, going about his duties with a quiet affection. He is a man without a name, so let us call this man Roger. Roger is a man of average height and build, but not very auspicious to look at. He is a true creature of habit, eating the same thing every day for lunch, a bologna sandwich with Philadelphia cream cheese, in the same favorite spot he has gone for aeons. When it comes to his work, Roger is unmatched in his skill and devotion to his craft. He is the man that keeps the stars affixed in the heavens, making sure they stay on schedule like a cosmic watchmaker. He is the man who maintains the storehouses of the sun and moon and cleans the waste receptacles on the cloud scrubbers. He is the guy who replaces the filters in the wind machines, and generally, the guy who is responsible for doing any miscellaneous tasks that may arise. They arise regularly and often, to the point where Roger has come to see them as a never-ending cycle of busy work. Roger didn't mind the monotony of his job, though. He actually found joy in it. He had come to a place of peace and acceptance long ago, realizing that this is his role in life. This was what Roger was born to do, just as his father and his father's father before him, on down his ancestral line as far back as Roger could trace it. He came from a long line of maintenance men, his family having been chosen for this task by the High Council of Elders before the creation of the multiverse. Roger has a deep, abiding respect for silence, for in it he could hear the symphony of the sea. He so loved his solitude because it afforded him the opportunity to compose music in his mind. As he would compose, he would begin to hear the notes of the melody playing in his ears. He would hear the crescendo of a grand overture as it began, building and rising, until finally the notes would elevate so high that his spirit would be transported to another dimension. This had been Roger's favorite thing to do while he went about his day, at least until recently. Roger was able to move throughout the multiverse by using special sigils that he had crafted out of gold to open portals into other dimensions. Each sigil was unique in that it could only open a portal to one specific dimension, so he carried an innumerable amount of them at all times. One ordinary day in an unimportant location, Roger had just begun composing a new sonata when he observed a portal opening before his eyes. He noticed that it led to a world he was unfamiliar with, and as he approached, there came a quite unassuming platypus waddling through from the other side. This platypus carried with him a holy sigil carved out of a rare type of obsidian stone. Roger had never seen such an astounding piece, and so he inquired of the platypus, "Where in the multiverse did you come by such a thing?" "This I cannot answer, my friend," replied the platypus, "for you see, this is a master sigil, one of only 3 in the entire multiverse. Their origin and whereabouts are a secret." The platypus continued, "This master sigil can open a portal into any dimension in the multiverse, so you can see the need for its secrecy." Roger was visibly shaken by this confession. He had heard whispers of an ancient order of platypi operating in secret, which used dielectric synchronicity to guide the evolution of mankind throughout the realms. Some say the order reported directly to the High Council of Elders, although nobody as of yet had been able to prove the order's actual existence. There were rumors, however, that the platypi who belonged to the order were daydream magicians capable of entering a person's mind while they were dreaming. These, of course, are all personal anecdotes and could never be verified to Roger's satisfaction. He found the platypus to be quite a colorful, vivacious character at first, but later came to refer to him as the curse, owing to his persistent habit of following Roger everywhere he went and regaling him with tales from all the worlds he had visited. The platypus's incessant talking had been preventing Roger from finishing his sonata, and he was missing the sweet silence of solitude for the first time. But something else was slowly growing inside of him, a desire he had never felt and begun to well up and threaten to overtake him. The platypus had been relating to Roger the story of a great conflagration that was currently burning its way through the frontier lands of a rather inaccessible dimension. He told of the valor some of the frontier folk had shown in battling the blaze, but it was to no avail. There was also the tale of the changeful master who lived high up on a mountainside in a starside temple built by ancient giants before the vast data wipe. This particular master, who had supposedly lived for over 1,000 years, was one of only 19 remaining members of the Starside Brotherhood. Changeful masters were able to change their form into anything they desired or could possibly imagine. Roger found that he had little patience for this new acquaintance. While somewhat intriguing, he just didn't trust what the platypus had to say. Day after day, on and on, the platypus would rattle off story after story until Roger had finally reached his limit. He was more interested in getting his hands on that holy sigil. It was his ticket to a different life, one Roger had never imagined for himself until now.
Awesome.
That's really good. I've got quite like a visual memory when you're reading it. It's just this whole scenario kind of unfolds, and it insinuates that like more is going to continue with this kind of legacy. It's brilliant. I love the flow and the creativity of it.
And I left it open-ended because my intention was to maybe somebody would pick up and continue writing it, and we could just get passed around and people could add to it with their own flavor and take the story wherever they wanted it to go. But you know, if anyone's interested in that, hey, I put it up on the Esoteric Journeys page as a PDF, I believe. So you would probably just have to like copy it. If you wanted to continue it, you could just write your own continuance in a Word document or something.
It's almost like that game that you would play kind of in school where you'd write a sentence and somebody else would continue, but much more advanced and a lot of room for expansion in there. It's brilliant.
Yeah, I love it.
Did anyone else notice how the order of the platypus was mentioned a couple times in different pieces of work? I mean, there was the sigil that Pi made, and then also there was a window on Rebecca's art piece right beside the word platypus. And I just noticed there was probably 2 or 3 other art pieces that the platypus had some kind of other meaning.
That's
I actually did a lot of research on platypi because, well, one, I was like, what do you call a group of platypuses? It was the same problem with moose, right? So it is acceptable in English to say platypi. So yeah, reading about these creatures, they're fascinating. It's sort of a rare type of like mammal that lays eggs. There's a few others, but there's very few mammals that lay eggs, and the platypus is one of them. And I just found it fascinating. There's a lot of other stuff about platypuses. So this whole story also, like, I'm trying to animate this platypus in my mind for this story and give him a personality, at least a hint of one. And just the platypus himself is kind of a mysterious creature. And I wanted that to come through with the character of the platypus, who doesn't really have, nobody really has their own names in this story so far. It's just, we gave one to the main character, and then he gave a name to the platypus. And so there was that aspect too of like, do they really have names? I mean, what do they call themselves? Do they even think about themselves like that? I don't know. I just was playing around with that idea.
That's really cool. I'd like how the egg symbolism too, because we had Nancy's egg and star, and egg is 19 in my number system here, and 19 came up in my little project. So I'll just we've got 4 minutes. I'll quickly show you guys and kind of explain what I did. So all the words, I took all the letters from those words, and there was only 5 letters missing from our alphabet that were not used within the words that we had. So I was trying to boil it down to something a little more manageable for myself, like a concept. It was K, Q, W, X, and Z. And that equals 28 in short form and 109 in long form. And if you guys don't know what I mean by that, it's my number system anyway. But what's interesting about that is 28 is, so the 28th prime is actually the number 109, which all these letters added up to. So 109 was my thing, and then you've got the 19, a 1 and a 9 and the 0 in between, which is the kind of the egg, the idea of the egg. So we're just getting this symbolism. Hey, if you would let me share my screen, I'll show you guys an image. All right. You got it there, Eric? You'll have to go to my name and participants, and I think there's a more. Okay, you got it. So this image, I don't know if you can see that. Let me know.
Yeah, we can see.
I used 109. So 109 is the number that you can see in the white. And because I took an inverted version of all the words, right? I took what wasn't there and then drew the 109, and then I inverted it after I mirrored it. So then we're back at like what was there, kind of this concept. So that's kind of what I did. Anyway, it was a fun project, and thank you all for doing it with us. This is really awesome, and I'm really excited to see all you guys' sigils so that we can. Yeah, the sigils is going to be a fun project, I think. And for everyone that's listening and is not here, you can just send. Is my email in there, Eric? I think it's in.
Yeah, you put it on the. I think it was on the last. It's up on the one of the entries on the Esoteric Journey page. on dojoearth.org, where you list your, send your entries to, and then you list your email address.
Okay, maybe I'll put it in the description as well of the Esoteric Journeys. And then, yeah, if you guys could send stuff there, or else you could just post it in the Esoteric Journeys photos, and I can take screenshots and then create a hyper sigil.
Yeah, I think if you would, post yours to the, like, go to the Esoteric Journey page and dojoearth.org, and then, post your sigil there. And that way, we know who it's from, so we can compile them all together.
Yeah.
Because if we're going to vote too on the art, you might want to associate people's names, unless you want it to be anonymous, where you just vote for a number and you number all the.
That's why I was doing a poll, just to make it anonymous, so that people can gift potlatch without, being named. It's kind of, but I'm also happy to just have everyone say they like whatever one. It's kind of depends on how you feel about it. We could do a poll next time. It's just getting everyone in at the same time to take the poll. So, but maybe that'll draw people in. So maybe next time we'll do a poll, and that'll be the final thing. I think let's do that. Then it's easy and it's actual potlatch, because it's anonymous. Okay, guys. Well, I think that's it. We've got time here. Thank you all for being here. This is really awesome to hang out, and I love your beautiful creations, and I'm looking forward to doing more art with all you guys and hearing more from you.
Great project, Michael. Thanks.
Thanks.
And Eric.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, thank you everybody who shared, and everything was so awesome. There's so much stuff in here. I'm gonna go back to the website and look at some of these images again, because there's just so much in a lot of these.
Great to see you guys.
Goodbye.
Bye, everybody. That was fun.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks for
Bye, everyone. Take care.
Thanks, Michael, Eric.
James,
everybody.
I'll have to send you this later. I have to head off to work, so it'll
No problem.
download.
Yeah, and guys, just so you know, I had a little bit of issues with live streaming tonight. Really sorry, but the good news is Dojo Earth is now live streamable on YouTube. We have enough subscribers. So anyway, all this to come. Just I had some technical difficulties tonight. Anyway, bye guys. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.